Good afternoon. I will call to order the Public Utilities Commission meeting for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. As we get started, the first item on our agenda is our consent agenda.
I'll offer the motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is our Employee of the Month.
Yes, Commissioners, the Employee of the Month for November is Aaron Duchesne. Aaron is an employee with the Water Steam Division. Aaron's knowledge of the water plant is instrumental this past summer while working with the consulting staff and the intern from Germany to complete a water filter assessment. This assessment will be used to plan future improvements needed to the water plant. Aaron's historical knowledge of the plant's raw water characteristics from each of our 13 wells helped the consultant plan out what the pilot part of the filter study would look like. And Aaron took responsibility for mentoring the German intern, giving her hands-on plant operation time and time for her to be part of the plant maintenance projects. So congratulations to Aaron Duchesne.
I'll make the motion to recognize Aaron Duchesne as Employer of the Month for November 2024.
I'll second.
And a second. Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Aaron. On to new business, the terms of the CBA.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Shauna Boomgarden, Human Resources Director. So we came to terms with IBEW for a 3-year contract. Everything went really well. We finished up in 2 meetings. So just some of the highlights, I guess. We gave general wage increases for each of the first 3 years, and then they'll also see a market adjustment for the first 2 years. As a city, we got some language changes that we were looking for in the definition of a grievance, in the step 1 grievance process, and then also on callback language. Others to note, Juneteenth is an official holiday for them now. We have the new vacation schedule in there. Funeral leave will move to bereavement leave, and then the boot allowance will go from $375 to $450 over the 3 years. But those were the main changes. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
I'll make the motion to offer the resolution approving the terms of the collective bargaining agreement with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW, Local 949, for the period beginning January 1st, 2025, and expiring on December 31st, 2027.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Not, we'll call the roll.
Sorry. Commissioner Fingland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And President Visser?
Yes. All right, second item is the IBEW health insurance.
So the next 2 items, during negotiations, the union wanted us to look at IBEW specific health insurance for next year. We decided to do this in a memorandum of understanding, just stating that we will mutually agree to just discuss health insurance. And really that's all that it says. And we wanted it outside the labor agreement. So that's all that is.
It's really just a memo to have a meeting.
Yes. that we won't just say we're going to have a meeting, that we have to have a meeting.
I'll offer the motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the New Ulm Public Utilities Commission and the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, IBEW, Local 949.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Not all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I think the next one is on mutual aid.
Yeah, so another item that got brought up during negotiations is the mutual aid rate. Mutual aid is when we get called upon by MMUA to go to like a hurricane down in Florida, which just happened a few months ago. The union would like a higher rate of pay when they do mutual aid, which we completely agree with and understand. They're in some crazy scenarios and crazy weather. So we wanted this outside of the agreement just to ensure that we get all of our reimbursements from FEMA. So we pay the employees up front, obviously, and then we'll get reimbursed by FEMA. So this actually doesn't cost us anything. So this is also outside of the contract and is an MOU for 3 years.
I'll make the motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Newham Public Utility Commission and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 949. Do we need to say that it's about mutual aid? It doesn't reference what the memorandum of understanding is about.
You could, I guess. I don't.
All right, I'm going to change the motion then.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding regarding mutual aid between the Newham Public Utility Commission and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 949.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 3-4, the policy manual updates.
Yeah, so this is just our annual updates. This got approved by the city council last night. Just a few changes to note. So we made some updates to our ESST policy due to the legislative changes that happened. And that would go into effect January 1st, just some minor changes. We may have a couple tweaks. Our attorney is still finalizing that. We did change our funeral leave policy to bereavement leave. There were some updates with the pregnancy and parental leave, and then the political activity policies, and then also the addition of the administrative leave for exempt employees, and then our new vacation accrual schedule was really the main changes for this year.
Looks simplified a little bit more.
Can you explain administrative leave a little bit?
Sure. So we decided to put together some extra leave for our exempt staff. Currently, non-exempt staff receive standby pay. They receive compensatory time. They receive overtime. And obviously, exempt staff are pretty much on call 24/7, receive calls, have work requirements outside, such as meetings and things like that. So that's why we decided to give some extra vacation time for exempt staff due to those things that happen outside of work.
So it's essentially just an extra week of PTO?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll offer the motion to approve the revisions to the city PUC Personnel Policy Manual, which will be effective on January 1st, 2025.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now on to Beth with our rate adjustments for next year.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. So we have in our budget this year some rate increases that we have built in, and those were talked about during the work session that we had on November 26th. So I think you will all be aware of those. The first one is water rates, and so we have in our budget and are recommending that we increase our meter charges in the water department. So that is the only thing it affects, not the rates. So the meter charges will be going up $2 per meter equivalent if you approve this change.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to offer the resolution to to approve the new schedule of water rates to be effective February 1st, 2025.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolutions.
Oh, we'll need to call the roll, sorry.
Commissioner Finland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And President Visser.
Yes. Next up is steam rates.
Yes, we do have a slight increase to the steam rates as well for 2025. The residential, small commercial, large commercial, and municipal PUC rates would be going up 1%, and industrial rates up 2% if you approve those rate increases.
Okay, I'll make the motion to offer the resolution to approve the new schedule of steam rates to be effective February 1st, 2025.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Finland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And President Visser.
Yes. Next item is our wastewater rates.
Yes, in the wastewater division, also a couple of rate increases to help us cover the operating capital costs of that department as well. And we have proposed a $1 increase to the minimum customer charges for commercial, industrial, domestic, and the Cortland rates. That would be increasing $1. And then to the industrial rates, our TSS rate going up 1 cent from 24 to 25 cents, and our phosphorus rate going from $4.92 to $5.18 for a 26-cent increase there.
I'll offer the motion to offer the resolution to approve the new schedule of wastewater rates to be effective February 1st, 2025.
A second.
Okay, motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Not, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Finland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And President Visser.
Yes. Next item is the 2025 budget adoption.
Yes, Commissioners, this is to approve the 2025 budget. We did have a work session on November 26th. All of the items that were identified in the work session have been added to the new budget. Operating revenue is approximately $50,587,651, with operating expenses coming in at $49,547,923. And we've got net income of about $3,476,178. So, and a debt service coverage is 605.
I'll offer the resolution to adopt the 2025 budget for the New Ulm Public Utilities.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Finland?
Yes.
Commissioner Hillesheim?
Yes.
Commissioner Shaunis?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And President Visser.
Yes. Last item is our report of claims.
I'll make the motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $3,746,837.33.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Last item on our agenda is our commissioner comments, and I just want to thank Shannon Hillesheim and Sean Finland for your service to PUC and your insight. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And we're adjourned. Thank you.